A raccoon's mom only attacks when the baby raccoon is in danger. Welcome back to day 26 of being unemployed in America. Now I've been saying if I don't know if I'm going to be I don't know if people are getting fired nowadays because they say the unemployment rate is raising dramatically all of a sudden, which I'm not surprised because either we're going into a massive depression, recession, or great falling or hard landing, as they say with the economists, of where we're actually going. And this makes me kind of sad. It's kind of so the feeling of being hopeless in this environment. Imagine if you have like a wife and kids and stuff like that, and you're hoping to bring back a paycheck to help pay for your family, and next thing you know, you're laid off or fired. Because these employers have no souls, or they sold their souls to the company and they don't even know if they're going to get fired themselves. They're just living day to day hoping not to get fired. Where we been applying for jobs ever since the beginning of the year. Like, I've been applying for jobs every single month. I've been getting a couple interviews, but I'm not going to work for like 13 bucks an hour. Like, it's not happening. I'm not going to, I know that for fact. I know that for fucking fact that I'm not working below the poverty line. At least in the United States. I don't know how it is in Canada and all these other countries because apparently a house is $1 million in Canada. Well, in America, houses are becoming $1 million or two, or for say $400,000 a year. So you would have to save your entire money for, I think, for 20 years to even afford a house if you're going to buy it with cash, maybe 20, 40 years. By that time, how are you even going to be enjoying a house? Because you're supposed to enjoy the house in your 20s. That's the whole point. So if we're not being able to buy houses, if we're not able to even afford rent, where are we going in this life? And there's been a couple memes about like living in the forest, when the rents keep going up and it's like hyperinflation and rents are like $3,000 a month. Maybe it's even better to fucking live in the forest or live in our car. It's possibly a better idea than paying these exorbitant prices. And I think there's going to be some solutions in the future. I know the people take advantage of certain situations, which it is. I think it's illegal to live in your storage unit, which I don't recommend to anybody, because I think it is illegal because they're not responsible for you. But if you think about it, we should be paying $100 for rent a month. Why are we paying $3,000 for rent? Like, that's my biggest question to everyone else. And even like the employers are paying us shit and forcing us to live with our parents, and I don't like that. And I stand up to these people, and I was like, I don't fucking respect that, dude or ma'am. I don't like that, yo. And you're not gonna do this to me. We gotta stand up to these people because they're gonna try to push us around, and get this. I'm not being pushed. I'm not. I'm done being pushed around. I'm done with paying hyperinflated rents, and I'm not going to pay $3,000 a month for rent to live in a box. I'm not going to pay $3,000 a month to live in the box, just to never spend time in the box because we're always working. We're always working to afford the box. So if you think about it, it's complete corruption connected with a lot of different things, and um, I can't believe that this is happening in America. There's actually a study about like dating and stuff like that. They say the number of people going on dates is like tanking right now, which I completely understand. Like, people can't even afford anything. So how can I afford to take a girl on a date when I can't afford rent? Like, it should be like, where do you live? I live at my parents' house, and then they make fun of you for it. I'm like, I'm not telling any girl whether I live at my parents' house or not. Fuck that. I'm not, because shit, you're not even living with me anyway. Because I don't want it to happen like that, you know? Um that's why women nowadays are saying like they want an older man. They want like, for say they want like a 30 or 40-year-old when they're like 18 years old. and it's kind of a self-destructive cycle because we're addicted to social media. Like this shit wasn't happening like 10 or 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Like this is like a weird where like you go on Instagram and stuff, and it's like memes about sexuality, like the stepdad and the daughter and the shit like that, and some like weird sexual fantasies. Because I think people are going fucking crazy. I think that at the end of the day, I don't know if people are actually going fucking crazy, but it's pretty close. You know, I don't support incest. Um, if you're a hyper like me, myself, I have hypersexuality where I think about sexual thoughts a lot. It doesn't affect 3/4 of my day, but 1/4 of my day when I wake up, okay, I'm thinking about that. But I think that's normal, kind of. It's a little above normal, um, where I like think about it and it helps me get through the day. But there's like memes about like the nurse fucking the patient and all this other stuff going on, and it's going to end up at the end of the day, it's going to ruin people's careers. Just like if you look at the teachers and students, teacher or the general manager and the employee, the normal the, crew member are sleeping together, and it's good. This whole thing of like sexual fantasies of like living like on the danger or taking risk, like it's actually hilarious at this point, because the funny thing is these general managers or nurses, they don't give a fuck if they lose their job or not. So they'll rather live out the fantasy than they rather live out the fantasy than not live it out. And I completely understand this. When I was a manager, I slept with the what do you call it? I slept with the server, and the human resources found out a month later, and then they wanted to fire me and or demote me. I think they would have kept me, but I just let my district managers down so badly. But if you think about the district managers and stuff, like, dude, you really have no life doing that. Like, how are you gonna have like a like sexual life, or you can't, have sex with your coworkers and stuff? And people say I'm fucked up for this, but dude, you can't live life. You can't live life, then like all these rules and shit like that. It's like I'd rather be like an entrepreneur and just like do 20 different things and make a bunch of money, and I don't have to go by these fucking rules, and I can just like live my life I want to live, than being a district manager and like even the vice presidents and the district manager sleeping together. Like everyone's sleeping together. It's bullshit. Like most of it is by social media. It's by design. Social media portrays like oh, the woman server wants to sleep with a male manager, and it's like they want to fuck each other, and it's like this because she like is being dominated and stuff like that. And I think companies were telling me like they're having a big fraternization issue right now, which no surprise that's happening because social media is engaged in that a pretty big way. Where social media pretty hypes up sexualization, um, where this person wants to sleep with this other person. And I remember when I was the manager and this server girl, we were getting it on in a hotel room, and it was really fun. But at the end of the day, like after it, I'm like, dude, I really fucked this up, dude. I really fucked this up. But who gives a shit? Because I don't give a fuck if I leave my job or not at this point because it was so low staff in the store. Um, Human resources does kind of knows about it, but I kind of quit, and I just use that as a reference now to any place I apply for. So it's like I'm using that as my reference, and I can just leave jobs whenever I want. Just never keep the old jobs on my resume. And this is like a life hack, kind of. So even though I'm unemployed right now, like I know I can get a job most likely, but it's like, what am I gonna do? Like I maybe want to be an electrician or a plumber, or something else than living this life of being unemployed and keep applying for jobs. Like this shit's hell. It's hell on earth of really applying for jobs over and over again and getting nowhere. And we try and try and try, and these employers push us down. And they're like, you can't. They're like, you can't be a manager. You can't be this. You can't be that. Shit, you're not telling me who I can and cannot be, mother. You don't tell me who I cannot and can be. Yeah, whatever, dude. Because I can be whatever I want to be. Yeah. Um, Guys, I was also thinking about creating like I was thinking about having like my own OnlyFans and stuff like that. Not like any sexual stuff on it, but because I think I can be like multiple things. Like, why not try everything in life, you know? Because the OnlyFans women make mad money. Maybe I can make mad money in a different way. Because if you think about TikTok, the way TikTok was created, it started off as like I think a short 5 second video, and then it turned into this bigger thing. So OnlyFans can start off as this, and then turn into this bigger thing. Just like Instagram and Twitter is now X. Like a life is transformation, and if we go through life in different transformative phases in our life. Some are good, some are ugly, some are mediocre, but we transform of who we want to be in life from where we were coming from. But I know personally, if I'm making $15 an hour, I mean, even if I'm working 65 hours a week for two jobs, that's like $4,000, I think, profit a month or something like that. But if your bills far exceed your income, then you're not successful really. So, especially when I have the sports car and stuff, and this is way too expensive to own. But I was going to use this car maybe to make, just let you guys know, I was making rap videos or rap music. But I'm going to make actually a full video of official audio version of it. You guys are probably going to like because I think I want to take this YouTube channel in a different direction where I have multiple series and I'm also a rapper and I can do all these. Maybe I do country music too. I don't know. Country or R&B. Like there's some other things I want to try. And you can be so creative on YouTube. People choose one path, but I want to choose like 10 different paths at once. I think it'd be pretty cool experience. Because why limit yourself to one little box when you can be two or three, four, five, seven different boxes? Or juggle instead of juggling one ball at once, you can juggle like 10, 20 balls at once of making money. So it's like it's your learning day by day, night by night, month by month, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time in life. And like, what happens if I get a job and I become famous, and then my employer finds out that I'm famous? Like, what do I do then? If I'm famous on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and X, like, what the fuck do I do if there's hundreds of people want to see me in a store, like when I'm working? Like, that's a crazy part about life, like this whole social media thing. And I think I'm good at being a business person too. So I want to take my strengths and weaknesses, but like me applying for these jobs for $15 an hour isn't really helping me that much. So if you think about it, the minimum wages are kind of holding me down for my dreams, kind of, but that's okay because we live in that drives me more to want to get a job so I can get through this shit, get through the bullshit, so I can get to the good, actual good parts of life. Because these parts of life are pretty much shit. I don't know. I've been living this shitty part of life, and then sometimes I've been living good parts of my life. But if I went all the way back to the beginning of 2020 or 2017, like my life's like a movie. Like the shit that I experienced in my 20s, early 20s. Now I'm 26. Like it's insane the stuff I've been going through, which I can't share all this stuff because it's not illegal, but I can't share it. You know, like I wish I can share everything, and some things you should keep off the internet because that's your own personal life. You shouldn't share too much. But I do support some like other emotions. Um, some words on YouTube can't use. I don't know what words on YouTube I can and cannot use. So that's why I want to be careful because I want to follow the YouTube rules because I want to be really big on YouTube. You know, at least what I think. Share, subscribe, request a cameo in the bottom. If you request a cameo, I reply video message or messages, and it can be good for a holiday, or it can be good for just every day if you want to see a video of me request. And I usually do them pretty fast. It may take me a couple days to get to it, but depending on how. But definitely request a cameo and subscribe and share, like I said. Thanks for watching.